Members of NEHAWU are out on a demonstration, this as they continue outside the NRCS offices in Pretoria as they try by all means to convince their employer to come back to the negotiating table as the wage impasse drags on for the second week. We are told here that these workers have been demonstrating here for the second week, calling on even the Minister of the DTIC to intervene here as there's this impasse that is ongoing here. At the center of what they're demonstrating about is an 8% wage increase that they're calling for, also just blaming the employer, accusing him of trying to take away some of the benefits, worried also around the festive season as you're approaching the festive season now and Black Friday. Most of them just worried around the uncertainty that follow as we see just these negotiations continuing here at the NRCS. What we are hearing from them is a management that has been negotiating in bad faith, also just talking about a document that exists within the organization that has basically just been formulated to take away and reverse some of the gains where the workers are concerned. What is Apex here? And what we're hearing the workers saying are that these are inspectors. You know very well that as a country we are in the middle of a crisis here where these foodborne illnesses are concerned in the spaza shops, and they're saying that instead of them being out there inspecting some of these goods, they're here demonstrating just for their wages. I'm going to bring the employer into the conversation now, Mr. Duncan Motengwe, who'll just give us a sense of really what has been happening here at the entity. We see your workers, they're not on duty, and we're hearing them saying that this is not the first time that they are demonstrating. It has gone on for days now. They're even accusing you as the management of not coming back to the negotiating table, abandoning them outside as they're trying to really try by all means to bring about security where job and even the wages are concerned. Maybe just give us a sense of what has been happening here, Mr. Motengwe, as we hear that these workers are not happy with you guys as the employer.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good afternoon to the viewers out there. I can confirm indeed that we are facing a very serious, difficult situation now as the employer. The strike has actually started last week on Wednesday, after we were unable to find each other when it comes to the negotiations. Amongst others, it was the demand for the 8.3% increase. I must really say that as the employer, we take these demands very seriously because we understand what it means. But at the same time, we also need to balance the performance of the organization in terms of our finances. We are the organization that has participated in a way to try and show that we are an employer of choice in terms of how we compensate our employees. So right now, we have started the negotiations as early as around July. However, the organization has been facing quite a lot of financial difficulties where it started way back from 2020, since, well, our revenue to an extent depends on the economic performance. So since around then, there's been quite a lot of difficulties in terms of the financial performance of the organization. Coming into this year, from the beginning of the year, we were also facing a difficult situation of finances, looking at the fact that we had to even reduce our budget to try and accommodate and equate the expected revenue for the coming financial year. As it is now, the demand that has been put on the table has been through robust engagement with the union. Management has always been open to the negotiations. However, the problem has been that we couldn't find each other in terms of what we're offering on the table after having taken into consideration the performance of the organization.
Yeah, we're hearing them saying that from the 8%, you are on zero. So you're not even willing to move anywhere. And just give us a sense of this document, because they're telling us that there is a document that exists here that speaks of the freezing of wages, that speaks to the stripping away of some of the benefits, and even introducing a Section 189 process at this entity. Confirm some of those things and just give us a sense of why you have not even been able to offer them at least a 1 or 2 or even 3%, looking at what they've been calling for an 8% wage increase.
Yeah, all along through the negotiations, we have indicated to the union that we will review our financial situation so that we can revise the offer that we want to put on the table. We firstly wanted to see how the organization is performing from the first semester perspective. We have now looked into our financial performances, and as the management team, we're sitting around, and I must indicate that even during the striking situation, we have met with them, and we are also planning to engage them so that we can revise our offer. We are going to make sure that we revise our offer as and when we engage with them.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. The CEO of the NRCS just giving us a sense of what they're facing here at the organization as we see the members of this entity demonstrating outside. He's saying that they're going to formulate and form a task team, but also looking at going back to the negotiating table with the workers this afternoon as to try by all means to find each other, close the impasse so this does not also affect operations that are underway, this being operations of inspections. I'm Katlego, Legodi for SABC News in Pretoria.